Well, to round out today's lunch, I have the distinct pleasure of presenting another Delta Upsilon Award of Merit in Business. Brother Joe Raudabaugh is a 1978 graduate of North Carolina State University and has had a distinguished career in consulting and leadership. And I must mention that when we think of the histories of our chapters, when you think of the founders, they seem so far away, and many of you probably never met the founder, but you're so appreciative of what they did for your chapter starting it so long ago. Joe is actually the founder and member number one of the North Carolina State chapter. Joe spent 34 years with A.T. Kearney, a global management consulting firm, in which he led various service practices and geographic units, including serving as the managing director of the firm's first Japan unit. He also served as the president of A.T. Kearney's Procurement and Analytic Solutions business. He has served more than 100 clients with an emphasis on strategic, operations, and supply management issues. He also developed A.T. Kearney's Student Lab program that has brought learning to more than 3,000 students across the top 15 global business schools. Brother Raudabaugh is the author of numerous articles, as well as co-author of the book, The Purchasing Chessboard. In 2012, he was named to Consulting Magazine's Top 25 Consultants list. Join us in congratulating our Sloan-Kettering Award of Merit recipient, Joe Raudabaugh, North Carolina State, 78.
It's almost time for a break, so I'll be quick. But thank you, brothers, for this award. I'm proud to be with you. And my family, unfortunately isn't here, but they're really thrilled because I come from an all-Greek household. I was indeed the only person to show up when the fraternity came to NC State for their first meeting. So there was about 15 alums and Lou Gregory, a boatload of potato chips and a lot of Coke, and I was all they got. So I'm sure they were massively disappointed, but for all of you guys who need to work on recruiting, a secret. I was a dorm counselor. So I had a whole floor to go work on after I left that meeting, and the rest is history, and it was awesome. But for the ladies in the audience, my wife was she was a year number 3 of women going to the University of Virginia. She did the same thing for for ADPI, I'm sorry. So my daughter's a Tri-Delt, I take that back. So my wife and I, we're both founders, and it's been a great journey, not quite as long as yours, but we're on year 39, so we're catching up. And my son, Pike at Carnegie Mellon, and my daughter Tri-Delt at Colgate. So they were delighted when I got this unexpected note, and I wish they were here to share that today. But DU was foundational to my life journey. It was a door that I walked through. So for those of you who come to my breakout session, I'll talk to you about doors. Doors are important. Life has many doors, and if you're not paying attention, you'll miss some, but you should go through as many as you can and bring people with you. But when I reflected back for this session today, and I was thinking about what did I learn? Building that colony with my brothers was my first experience in having a mission and having the passion of having a purpose. if you're lucky, that'll happen at least once. But to me, that was what DU was all about. It gave me the feeling, the surge, the sensation of having drive and knowing what a mission was about. We had to learn how to attract people to something that they knew nothing about. No one knew what DU was. We had no house. We met at the university meeting rooms. We had to go off campus to do anything. So it's sort of like the policy of today was yesterday. It works, it's okay, guys. We recruited 70 people in 14 months. We had to learn how to work together. We had to learn how to build a brand from nothing. It was spectacular. We excelled at something, and that was building a dream together. But we did win a few awards. I admit, besides being a dorm counselor, I probably had the most occupancy of the stacks in the library. So our GPA was about 1.5 points higher than the all-fraternity average, because I recruited fellow geeks. What can I say? But we had a lot of good times getting out of that library and building this chapter. But together we learned how to build trust with one another, how to design and build a dream together. And it was a priceless experience and a core skill that the fraternity gave me that has served me throughout my career, learning how to work with people to define a why. It's easy to talk about what and how, but why? Why do you work together? Why should you join together? And that was a gift of a lifetime. So as Justin said, I built a program also with clients about starting a decade ago. So I've gone to most of the top 15 business schools around the world, and we take clients, and the students work on projects for them, and our junior staff from alums from those schools or coaches. We've had 3,200 students, 450 projects, 250 client organizations, all around the world. I mean, not just in the US, but London Business School, INSEAD, University of Melbourne. And it's been a chance to build something, just like building that colony. But it got me to campus. And I've learned a little bit about what campus life is today. And it's not at all like it was in the 70s. So I know you have challenges. But having said that, brand management, leadership, and community building has not changed. It was as true when the fraternity was founded in Williams College as it was for all of us old guys sitting up in the front here, as it is for you. And all of you in the room have a gift. You just perhaps haven't realized it yet. Some of you are in chapters where everything's wonderful, smooth sailing. It's just going to come easy. Some of you are in chapters that are facing adversity, and it's complicated. And some of you, like the comment about being the house manager, you're going to do thankless tasks, and you won't feel much appreciated, but you'll develop enormous patience. But in all three of those scenarios, you're in a living laboratory. You're in a living laboratory where you can experiment in building communities of men together to do great things. So I challenge you to take advantage of that laboratory. Learn how to organize your colleagues and define why. There's a book by Simon Sinek. It's about the why. You can also do a TED Talk, but it's a spectacular challenge because your house is not the why. So I'd encourage you to look at our founding principles. When you go back to campus in these adverse times we have, think about the why that makes your team spectacular, differentiated, and great. And you will open doors for each other, and your careers ahead will be spectacular. If you want to hear more about doors, I got a special on doors coming up, and I look forward to sharing that time with you. But again, thank you for this recognition. It came as a total surprise. I'm excited to be here. It was very meaningful for me to spend time with Louis Gregory yesterday, 43 years since I last saw him. And that was heartfelt. So thank you so much, and look forward to seeing as many of you as can come to my session next. And thanks again.